Seriously, Fred, do they have to go through the introduction again?
Silence, surface dweller! Here, we'll do things your way. There, does that make you happy?
Close enough.
Welcome back, primitive sun lovers. You were presented last time with the introduction, and now you will get to see the glory of the show as the models appeared on stage for the audience. It was a raging crowd in the House Durasco. Even the audience members were decked out in their finest attire. Models who didn't make the cut also were in attendance that evening, on the off chance that one of the finalists had to back out, as turned out to be the case.
Even though we only had 3 contestants, all had been ranked, and when it turned out that one of the contestants, Unicorn, was not able to make the event, we had to go into the lineup for the 4th place contestant, who would step up and take Unicorn's place, and in this case it ended up being the gentleman Mojo Rising. It's unfortunate for Unicorn, but there's really nothing that Unicorn could have done. It also gave Mojo less time to prepare for the show.
Wild speculation flew that something tragic had happened to one of the contestants, or perhaps that they had been offed by one of more fierce competitors.
I assure you it was just family issues that cropped up for Unicorn.
Yes, a likely story. When we come back, you'll see the models on stage after this word from our sponsor. Welcome back, sunbathers. I'm now pleased to present to you the fashion show models.
There's been a last-minute substitution this evening. Modeling in place of Unicorn will be our first model, the Lizard King himself, Mojo Rising. He comes to us today to work his mojo on stage in his classy purple threads of trivial knowledge provided to him courtesy of Sir Lawrence. His moves can be appreciated anywhere, even beneath the waves, as he struts in his circlet of underwater action. All this fun is only his part of day job, however, for during the remainder he can be found piercing monsters with his flaming burst rapier. Made from adamantine, even the most difficult carcass will feel the burn. With a light mithril shield of stability, you can count on Mojo to keep your party rolling. Much of Mojo's attire comes to us courtesy of Thelains' local bardic host Music Man. A big hand for Mojo Rising for coming out today. Next in our fashion lineup, this former cosmetic sales dwarf turned adventurer is both lovely and deadly. Ms. Dash is modeling a robe sure to bring out the color of her eyes, as well as vanquish frets from the heart. Yea, though you walk through the valley of drow and scorpions, you will have no fear, for this robe has the capacity to cast Remove Fear 5 times per day, and is available at the local marketplace. And speaking of deadly desert, she is also wielding an axiomatic axe from the sands of the deserts. Don't discount this weapon because of the sound of the words axiomatic axe. This dwarven blade might look colorful, but with an enhancement of 2, your enemies might find the enfeebling feature a bit less funny. And no pink weapon is complete without a matching counterpart axe. Ms. Dash also wields an equally enhanced, but ultimately anti-null, hand axe of not just any chaos, but true chaos, courtesy of your local auction house. Let's hear it for your model, Paprika Dash! Watch out, members of the audience. Our next model might be trained for delivering instant fiery death, but she still has some crowd control up her sleeves, and Vedran will need it once you marvel at the way her robe of greater lightning resistance fits her form. The gentle flow of the patterns might cause you to forget that this piece is an acquisition from the side entrance of Waterworks. To help deflect some of the heat of battle, she carries a shield of lesser fire resistance. Have no worries over the weight of the shield, though. Not only is this +5 shield light in build, but is crafted from mithril, so she can continue to bombard assailants with maximum damage and minimal worry over arcane spell failure. Defending her ground has never been so easy so long as she keeps hold of her superior potency 2 rapier. Note the subtle curves of the hilt mirroring the gold weavings of her garment. Are you caught in the spell of her outfit? I assure you it's not just her smile, for she is wearing a +6 charismatic helm. It just so happens to coordinate eloquently with the package that is your model, Vedran the Forlorn. Give her a hand, folks.
Now there remained only the judging to determine who would be awarded with Best of the Show. We had the chance to speak with the models regarding their experience being in the fashion show. Each model had an interesting perspective on what took place while they were on stage and even the moments before their performances. Some of the contestants were quite confident in their capacity to win Best of Show. But not everyone felt this confidence. Vedran was quoted as saying that she was so nervous that her hands were shaking when she tried to get up on the runway. But for some of the contestants, it was not the pressure of being on stage that had them unnerved, it was the antics of their fellow contestants. With the audience screaming below, it was now time for the judges to cast their decision on who would take the Best of Show. This concludes part 2 of our fashion show wrap-up, but here's a preview for events yet to come in the finale. The judges deliver their scores for each of the models. Will Mojo Rising's misplaced ascent of the stairs cost him in his final scoring? A riot of spell effects begins to erupt as one of the judges gives a score that the audience disapproves of. Find out who ultimately won the door prize raffle for the Robe of Acid. At last learn who took Best of Show between the 3 contestants. All this and more on the next Tales from Thelains. Now for the credits, unless, that is, someone has some objections.
No, I'm cool. I don't need you, dominating the conversation.
Even for a bard, that's the worst pun I've ever heard.